Luma and the Fruit of Whispering Leaves. The forest that night was steeped in a hush deeper than most nights, as though the trees themselves leaned closer together, whispering secrets through their branches. The air was cool and still, touched with the faintest trace of sweetness, like fruit ripening out of sight. Luma lifted her head from her resting place beneath an ancient oak. Her silver-blue fur caught the dim light in soft glimmers, and the glow at the tip of her tail brightened as she listened. She had felt this before, the quiet call of something hidden, something meant to be found. Tonight it was stronger than ever. The forest carried the story of a fruit that grew only once in a lifetime, deep in the heart of the woods. It was not a fruit of hunger but of healing, carrying peace and renewal for those who found it. Many had sought it, few had been patient enough to discover it. The forest chose who could approach. Luma rose. Her paws pressed lightly against the damp ground, leaving faint trails of light that vanished as quickly as they appeared. She followed the fragrance in the air, a blend of rain-soaked leaves and unseen blossoms. The cool guided her forward. The meadow gave way to thicker trees. Their trunks rose high and twisted, their bark rough with age. No sound stirred but the faint creak of branches. Even the owls held their breath, watching with still eyes. As she walked deeper, the silence grew heavier, until her own breathing sounded too loud. She remembered the words of an elder she had once met: to find the fruit, you must follow silence until it becomes sound, sound until it becomes light, and light until it becomes rest. She pressed onward. At first there was nothing, only the weight of quiet so complete it seemed endless. Then, faintly, she heard it, a sigh, a murmur, the trickle of water. She followed the sound until the silence gave way entirely to the voice of a stream. The stream wound gently between mossy stones, glowing faintly as though the water carried hidden light within it. Upon its surface drifted petals of soft pink and white, each one moving slowly as if reluctant to leave the forest. Luma bent her head to drink. The water was cool, refreshing, and its sound soothed her chest. She felt her pace settle, her paws lighter. She followed along the bank, listening. The stream led her deeper into the forest, its voice steady. As she walked, a shape descended from the branches above. A moth, vast and pale, landed lightly upon a stone. Its wings bore spirals that shimmered faintly. "The fruit is patient," the moth whispered. "Do not hurry, little one. Walk as slowly as the water flows, and you will not stray." Luma bowed her head. "I will remember." The moth rose again, drifting ahead like a lantern. She followed, her steps unhurried. When it vanished at last into the canopy, she continued with its words in her chest. The forest darkened again. The stream grew quieter until it was only a memory in the distance. Ahead, a shape moved across the path. A turtle, old and broad-shelled, covered in moss and tiny flowers, stepped slowly toward her. It regarded her with deep, calm eyes. "Why do you seek the fruit?" It asked in a voice like stones turning in water. Luma's glow softened. Because the forest called me. Not to take it for myself, but to meet it as one meets a friend. The turtle's eyes deepened. Then you are ready. Remember, the fruit is not claimed. It comes to those who wait without reaching. It moved aside, continuing its slow path into the undergrowth. Luma passed, carrying its words like a stone placed gently in her chest. The silence of the forest shifted again. From above, wings rustled softly. An owl descended, perching on a branch just ahead of her path. Its feathers shimmered in hues of silver and brown, and its eyes gleamed with a patient glow. "Little fox," the owl murmured, "you walk beneath the trees, but do not forget to look upward. What you seek rests above you before it rests within reach. Keep your eyes lifted, and the branches will guide you." Luma raised her gaze, following the sweep of the owl's wings as it took flight again. She felt the truth of its words. Patience was not only stillness but awareness of all directions. As she walked further, the air grew warmer. The path narrowed until it seemed to vanish entirely, but she trusted her pause. The leaves overhead rustled though no breeze stirred them, and from their shifting shapes another figure emerged. A fox spirit made entirely of leaves and soft light appeared at her side, padding silently beside her. Its body shifted with each step, its fur a tapestry of green and gold leaves that shimmered and fell only to form again. The spirit turned its leafy face toward her. Its voice was soft as wind in branches. "The fruit carries balance. Do not hold it too tightly when it comes to you. Let it rest beside you, as leaves rest upon the forest floor." Then, without another word, the fox spirit dissolved into drifting leaves, which swirled in the air and vanished into the soil. Luma walked on, her breath steady, her mind quieter. The scent of the hidden fruit grew stronger. She entered a wide clearing where thousands of tiny mushrooms glowed softly, casting waves of light in shades of blue and gold. They pulsed gently, as if breathing. Each step she took stirred them. They leaned toward her, releasing faint motes of light that drifted upward like fireflies. She walked carefully, reverently, so as not to disturb them. The air grew warmer, and at the far end of the clearing, tall stones rose, gleaming with ancient polish. They formed an archway. Beyond it, light poured in waves more brilliant than any she had seen. She stepped through the archway, and the hidden glade revealed itself. At its center stood a tree like none other. Its bark was pale as ivory, its branches wide and draped in leaves that shimmered like glass. From its crown hung a single fruit, golden and glowing, swaying faintly though no wind stirred. The fragrance wrapped around her, sweet and calming. She sat at the base of the tree, gazing upward. The elder's words returned again, "The fruit cannot be taken by force. It can only be received with patience." So she waited. At first her thoughts ran like restless streams. Would the fruit fall? Would she wait in vain? But slowly the rhythm of the glade calmed her. The mushrooms pulsed softly, brightening and dimming as if marking time. The leaves rustled faintly, like whispers encouraging her to rest. Her breathing slowed. Minutes stretched into hours. Time itself grew soft, dissolving into the stillness. She thought of the moth and its slow guidance, of the turtle and its patient steps. She thought of the owl urging her to look upward, and the fox spirit reminding her to balance holding with releasing. Each memory settled into her like stones, grounding her. Her body grew heavy, yet her mind was clear. She closed her eyes, resting without sleeping. Her ears caught the faint pulse of the tree itself, its leaves breathing with her. In that rhythm she felt herself expand, part of the forest's endless patience. At last, the tree stirred. Its branches shifted, and its leaves whispered with a sound like rainfall in summer. The fruit loosened, glowing brighter as it drifted downward. Luma lifted her head. It came to rest gently before her paws, glowing steadily, radiating warmth that filled the clearing. She touched it with her nose. Its light spread into her chest, easing every tightness, every weight. It was not hunger that it soothed, but every tired thought, every ache unspoken. She did not eat it. The fruit was not meant for consumption but for presence. It was enough simply to be near it. She curled beside it, her body sinking into the earth. The mushrooms pulsed softly, their light weaving into dreams. The fruit glowed steadily, no longer hidden, no longer waiting, but found. The forest sighed in relief. The glade shimmered with peace, and Luma rested, her chest warm, her body heavy, her breath steady,